Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Teddy, have you noticed how little attention science and health issues get in the media?
Totally, Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the Science Media Cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Good morning and thank you so much for being part of us. It is another fresh morning here in Uganda's capital, Kampala. My name is Keneth Rubatsimbira Rwemirembe and we always come in here Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. to give you the mighty global news updates first, then leave you with other hosts that come in here with different guests to discuss some matters of national importance. We believe you're having a good day there. If you're watching this show in the afternoon, evening, we wish you the very best and thank you for always tuning in. If you're watching us for the very first time, this is the Alternative Dig Talk TV, Uganda's leading online television that is known for delivering reliable information. Information I always tell you that you can rely on to make an informed decision. Thank you so much once again. We have a lot of stories that are hitting headlines this morning, and of course we can't leave you without giving you this news happening here in our country, Uganda. Yesterday we learned that Kyagulanyi's family members who had come to visit him, who had come to his home in Magere, were denied entry by the security operatives who are at his home. The government has been denying having sent the security forces there surrounding Kyagulanyi's home, but according to the footage coming in from Kyagulanyi's home, there are security officers surrounding his home, and the wife Kyagulanyi has been saying that the security officers at their home are disrupting their peace. They are disturbing them. They had earlier on entered Kyagulanyi's house forcefully and broken the doors. That was reported by the very wife of Honorable Kyagulanyi Sentamu, Babi Itungo. And now yesterday we saw family members of Honorable Kyagulanyi Sentamu, some of whom are the brothers and sisters to Kyagulanyi, all were denied entry by the security personnel there. They said, these people who had come said, the security forces were asking them to first wait and they consult their top bosses, and they had to make phone calls to find out more about the people who had come to visit Kyagulanyi. But all in all, they were denied entry, much as they spent some good time there trying to ask these security officers to let them in. This did not happen, and these family members were very bitter about it, saying they will not sit down and give up on fighting for the freedoms of their very family, that they are to sit down and find out what next, what they should do. And this comes at a very critical moment where Kyagulanyi Sentamu is not even at his home. According to the clips shared on his social media platforms, Kyagulanyi says he is still in hiding after learning that some top officials in the UPDF want to harm him and his family, and they are targeting him. Kyagulanyi says he will not return home unless otherwise that the situation is not safe for him to be back home. He's been delivering messages on his social media handles saying that the CDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is among the people threatening to even harm him, and that he cannot just return home. And now we see the family members coming and they are denied entry. Earlier on, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Chris Badimons, had said that the government has no interest in Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. They do not want to harm him. But now we saw that the security operatives are still at his home and Kyagulanyi is still away. Very many questions unanswered. The government says they do not want to harm Kyagulanyi, and Kyagulanyi's camp says they are targeting his home. They want to harm him and his family. That is it from Magere and from Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Up to now, what we know, he is still in hiding. According to some of the posts he has been sharing on his social media platforms, he insists that up to now, there are security people looking for him, but they do not know where he is. He is still in hiding. He has been in hiding since the declaration of the presidential elections, where he came second, and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni won again with over 71%. That is it from there, and now heading to our other stories. Dr. Sarah Bereete, the Executive Director for Center for Constitutional Governance, said has been granted bail by the Buganda Road Magistrates Court and on condition not to leave Uganda without court's permission, and a cash bail of 1 million. This comes at a time where Dr. Sarah Bereete has been behind bars for now close to a month, and now yesterday we saw her released and granted bail. Some of the people who were there were very bitter. We saw Honorable Miriam Matembe and some other top figures in the country saying that it's now at least Dr. Sarah Bereete can enjoy some justice. She had been arrested on charges of disclosing voter information without authorization and putting national security at stake. Now Dr. Sarah Bereete is out. We are continuing to find out more and even to engage with her to find out while she has been facing the prison, what next, what are they planning to do. But what we learned yesterday, she's been granted bail and now she is out. That is it from Dr. Sarah Bereete, a renowned human rights activist and lawyer. Thank you so much for still being with us. You're still watching the Alternative Digital TV. We always come here to make sure we give you the very best, and we always urge you to subscribe to this channel because you may never get to hear this interesting information again. And even after subscribing, if you want to always follow our live conversations, we do urge you to hit the notification bell. If you're watching us on YouTube, there's that icon down there showing the bell. If you're already subscribed, tapping that bell such that whenever we go live, you're the first to receive this great information. What are you waiting for? Do it now and enjoy this amazing information. Now, away from that, the president, one of the people who were in the presidential race, known as Robert Kasibante for the National Peasants Party, had petitioned court regarding the victory of President Museveni, saying that the court should nullify the results that declared President Yoweri Museveni winner for this just concluded presidential election. Now court has started hearing the petition. We saw lawyers from the different sides. We saw the legal team for President Museveni come in the court there, the legal team for the Electoral Commission, and also the legal team for Kasibante Robert, who is saying the results were not the right ones, the election wasn't free and fair, and that the court should take that as a standpoint to nullify the results, that President Museveni did not win in a free and fair election, and that the results should be rejected and nullified by the court. We saw the new Chief Justice was there and led the other panel of 9 judges. Chief Justice Flavian Zeja, and the court asked Kasibante Robert and other people in this case to first sit down together and find out the solution, have that consensus to agree on certain issues to help the court reduce or save time, because the court shouldn't exceed 45 days since the petition regarding the elections for presidents is filed, and now the court has to work within those 45 days to give the ruling. We are waiting to find out the results, but President Museveni's team says everything was done legally. President Museveni did not violate any election guidelines, and that the results were free and fair. Kasibante's team says they need the declaration of results forms for every sub-county and district to find out whether the results declared were the real ones. And now we are waiting to see whether this happens. Kasibante still wants the Electoral Commission to tell them how they were gathering information and the results from different tally centers to now the National Tally Center. Kasibante says that process has a lot of questions that have been unanswered, and that they want to find out where the truth is and where the truth lacks. That is it regarding that petition from the National Peasants Party and Honorable Robert Kasibante. Now, still taking you to our other news, the Executive Director for Kampala Capital City Authority, Hajat Sharifa Buzeki, yesterday was inspecting some of the works done by different contractors in the city, and somehow she was not happy with what she found out, seeing that some of the works done were not up to standard, and she questioned the people responsible. We saw her question some of the officials in the DOT company that has been one of the contractors for the KCCA in constructing roads. And now they say the KCCA team led by Hajat Sharifa Buzeki, they said the works done are not up to standard, and they were questioning how the sewage channel could lead into the mainstream of water or the storm drains, and which puts the health of the people in the city at stake, even making them vulnerable to diseases that are related to sewage. Misplacement of sewage is among the challenges the city is facing, and now Hajat Sharifa Buzeki questioned how such contractors do such shoddy work, and they still expect the government to give them more contracts and even give them money. Sharifa Buzeki was not happy with this. Sharifa Buzeki is the Executive Director for KCCA, and she was very bitter about that shoddy work that she found out, as you're seeing on that screen, where sometimes sewage is channeled into the mainstream, into the storm drains which are not meant for sewage, and they have said they are now going to engage the National Water and Sewerage Corporation to find out how this could be solved and to make sure the people of Kampala are healthy and sewage is treated properly, not being channeled into where people live, putting their life at a higher risk. That is it from the Executive Director KCCA. And now heading to the just concluded elections for the mayors and for the city division mayors and councillors. Yesterday, some of the results were still being announced at the MUBS Study Center. We found out that some people were not happy with the results. As you're seeing on that screen, some chaos erupted, especially on the side of Makindye, and in their tent where the results were being declared. The people there were saying the officials were trying to rig the votes, to declare results that were contrary to what they had on their DR forms, and now the police tried to come in and calm the situation, but very many people there were bitter. We even saw a tear gas being brought in, that some people were tear gassed by the security operatives, and some people were dragged away, like you're seeing on that screen, being taken away. And we believe they at this particular moment they might be behind bars because they were taken by the security officials, the police mainly, and we saw even UPDF come in there to calm down the situation. But the people there were bitter. We saw some of the NRM camp saying the Electoral Commission officials there were trying to rig votes in favor for the NUP, and we still saw some others also saying they were favoring the NRM side. Some, of course, winners, some of the winners were declared, including the Mayor Kampala Central Division, who is now Salim Uhuru, some officials from the National Unity Platform, and some of those who just won the recent Lord Mayor elections. We saw there Honorable Bari Mwezo, who was there and was very bitter also about the process, saying that they were declaring different results from what was on ground, from the actual results that were supposed to be declared. Now, still away from that, but related, the UPDF delegates have released a list of the 10 elected new representatives to Parliament. Of course, UPDF is one of the special interest groups represented in the Parliament of Uganda, just like we have the district or city women representatives, the workers representatives, youth and persons with disabilities representatives. The UPDF is also represented in the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. Now, the newly elected UPDF representatives in Parliament are Lieutenant General Sam Okiding, Deputy CDF, Lieutenant General Sam Kavuma, Deputy Coordinator Operation Wealth Creation, Lieutenant General James Mujira, Managing Director NEC, Major General Henry Masiko, who is the Joint Staff Political Commissar, Major General James Kinalwa, Joint Staff Human Resource Management, Major General Joseph Semwanga, Deputy Commander Land Forces, and Brigadier General David Gonyi, Chief of Staff Air Force, Colonel Knight Ikiriza, Female Special Forces Command, Colonel Sylvia Meme, female, also military police, Colonel Christine Nekesa, female Air Force. And now the Defense Forces Council meeting was chaired by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The members of the Defense Forces Council included some members of the UPDF High Command, persons who were senior officers of the Army as of 26th of January 1986, chiefs and directors of services, commandants of training institutions, brigade and battalion commanders, and officers commanding equivalent units of the Defense Forces. Other members include the Defense Forces Sergeant Major and Regional Reserve Force commanders and the Reserve Force. This information was released by Colonel Chris Magezi, who is the Acting Director of Defense Public Information. That is the message coming in from there, and congratulations to the newly elected representatives of the UPDF in this coming term for the Parliament 2026-2031. Thank you so much for being part of us. It's been the mighty Global News Updates. It's always a huge pleasure giving you these updates, and allow me now leave you to enjoy the entire Mighty Drive show. But if you have not yet subscribed, please do it. Keneth Rubatsimbira Rwemirembe is my name. I've been with Alvin Lubega in the control room, Emma and Ryan on camera. Thank you so much for being part of us. Good morning.